So apparently Taylor Swift is fatphobic, and I just have a few things that I want to say as someone who has recovered / is in recovery from an ED myself. So in case you missed it, a couple of weeks ago Taylor Swift released a music video for her song Anti-Hero, and there was a clip in the music video where she is shown standing on scales looking down, and it comes up saying fat, and that has caused a lot of uproar and has upset a lot of people that are in larger bodies or in the more like fat acceptance space. And yeah, I just have a few things that I just want to really just quickly talk about. I wasn't sure if I was going to make this video, but I think, it's not just black and white. It is a very complicated issue, and it is so sensitive, and yeah, I'm just going to try and articulate everything as best as I can. So I guess the main thing that has upset a lot of people is people in larger bodies are coming forward saying that like Taylor is projecting and showing that, oh, like being fat is like the worst possible thing or whatever. And I do totally understand that. And as someone that is in a straight size body, I can only imagine, like I don't actually know how it feels for them. So I guess I just want to show from my perspective and I guess my take on it. So bottom line, I don't believe Taylor is fatphobic. I believe her ED is, as was / is my ED. I think that like restrictive EDs are fatphobic, and I guess I just think that it almost seems like fat activists and plus size people take like restrictive EDs as a personal attack, which again, as I said, like I understand, but it's not. Like in the music video, Taylor is showing this is like her biggest insecurities. This is her inner dialogue. Like it's not her beliefs, it's her inner dialogue. And I think it's very rare that our like inner dialogue is politically correct. It is like you think of what's going on in your head, like it's a lot of stuff we don't actually voice. And this whole song and music video that Taylor's shown is her inner dialogue, not her beliefs. So that's where like in a sense, like I'm not saying that she's fatphobic, but on the flip side, I guess, and this isn't just like Taylor, this is like I guess me speaking from experience, like restrictive EDs, they are fatphobic. Again, like for me, I'm gonna just speak from personal example because I can't speak for anyone else, but I know a lot of people that have gone through the same things that I did, and I'm sure so many people that have had restrictive EDs will relate that yeah, like they are fatphobic. And it was like at the times when I was struggling the most, like I hated it. I hated who it made me because I had this voice that was controlling my head, and it was so fatphobic, like it was. But there was still me in there that like I hated it because I'm like, that's not me. Like I don't believe it. I don't know why I'm still having these thoughts and feelings and urges and all that. To the comments of people saying that Taylor portraying, oh, like being fat is the worst thing ever. Like I know from me, like it was like the idea of being fat was the worst thing ever. And yeah, that's fatphobic. That's not me though. That's my ED. And I know a lot of people might choose to think, oh, it's the same thing. And like, yes, it is a part of me, but it's sort of, I know, it's like it's just grabbing onto this tiny little thing. Like I guess like society has just ingrained us to be fatphobic to some extent, and I love the movement that's coming out and is trying to like break that down. But it's still there. Like for me, when I was at like struggling most with my restrictive ED, and it was like my body was shutting down and I was dying, and because I just did not want to gain weight, I just did not want to. And like for me, like in that moment, like I was like, I would rather be dead than fat. And yes, that is fatphobic, I'm aware, and I'm sure like Taylor would have felt that to an extent, but again, that's not my beliefs, that's my ED. It is a mental illness, and again, a lot of people, I mean, the stigma is breaking and people are understanding more, but like that's not me. It felt like I couldn't control it, and like I've progressed so much from there. But it's like, yeah, like restrictive EDs, they are fatphobic, and it's a problem and it's horrible, but it's not the beliefs. And that's where as I like coming back to like when I first started, like I feel like it is like, yeah, plus size people, they take it as a personal attack, and I can only imagine, I can't understand the actual feeling of it, but I can understand why that would upset them. And it upset me thinking and feeling like that because I knew these thoughts weren't mine. But so that's just, I guess, my little takeaway. I just really wanted to just speak about this, and I hope sort of if that video did upset you or trigger you in any way, I respect that. I'm not like minimizing that, I'm not invalidating that. I guess want to look at it from another perspective and get us to sort of rethink and understand that it's not a personal attack. It's like insecurities. I'm like, for me, as I said, when my ED was making me really fat phobic, it wasn't for other people. Like if I saw someone larger body, like I didn't care, I didn't judge them. It was more just for me. I'm like, again, like I would see anyone in any body size and would be like, well, they're beautiful or like whatever. And it's like, I wouldn't like be like thinking less of them for their size, but it was more just for me. I didn't want that, and like that is still fat phobic. And as I said, I hated how that made me, but I mean, it's the truth. So yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to say on this. I hope it made sense, and as I said, I really didn't want to like upset or like trigger anyone or ruffle any feathers. I tried so hard to word it as best as I can, and yeah, I guess my message was understood, and I will talk to you later.